Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today our lovely box, it's going all the way to Mexico City to meet Jack. Let's see what Jack has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hello Jack, how are you?
Hey, good, and you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a graphic designer, and on my spare time, I do art. So I do all sorts of illustrations, and I'm looking into getting more into comic books, but for now, I do illustration digitally and traditionally as well sometimes. It's kind of like a hobby of mine, so it's not a real, I don't consider it like a real job.
Amazing. Okay Jack, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Shall we do it?
Okay, sure.
Ready for the first question?
Yes, sure. Bring
Let's
it.
do it. Great. Jack, what do you like the most in your best friends?
That's a good question. I think the thing that I like the most of my best friends is that they're usually the kind of people that if I get like this random thought or idea and I start talking, because I'm the kind of person that rambles a lot about something that's kind of very nerdy. So I think that my friends, they can go along with it. Like they maybe sometimes they tell me like, oh, you're crazy, but in general they indulge with my random train of thoughts. So I think that's kind of the coolest thing.
Is they understand and they are there for you. That's I think best friends, if they are best friends, they are there for that. So
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Right, shall we go for the second one? Let's do it.
Yes, sure.
Let's go for another question. Let's do it.
Yeah, sure.
What's your idea of a perfect day?
It's definitely like a cloudy kind of day. We've had a few of those recently in Mexico where it's like cloudy, but it's still kind of sunny. So in my bedroom, I have like a huge window and kind of like the light is really soft. So I feel like that's kind of like the best kind of mood for me, like being in my room and just like having like a warm drink and maybe being in my bed or watching TV or something like that. So I think it's kind of boring, but that's kind of my best day.
No, absolutely no. I think I totally understand you. I think, right, let's get another question, Jack. Let's do it. Right, next question.
Bring it.
If you could have a tea with a fictional character, who that would be?
Oh my God, that's a good one.
Tell me.
I think it would be maybe Totoro from Ghibli.
Okay.
Or if you're into video games, I think Raymond from Animal Crossing is also like kind of like the type of people that not people, it's a cat, but the type of character that I would like to hang out with. It's always cats.
All right. Right, let's go for another one. Let's do it, Jack.
Yes, sure, bring it.
Right, let's go for another question. Do you have any pet peeves?
Pet peeves. I don't really have any like pet peeves. I just guess that I get annoyed when people are like too pushy or like they insist on something, because
Okay.
I've had that sort of situation when people are like, hey, you never talk to me, or we never hang out, and I'm kind of like an introvert, so it's not that easy for me to hang out with people sometimes.
Right. Let's get another question. Let's do it. Right. Next question is, what keeps you up at night?
Okay, that one. It's pretty easy, actually,
Tell me.
because like I told you before, I do art. Well, I do graphic design in the morning, like as my 9 to 5 job. So after that, I start to do my hobby work. So I go long hours into the night sometimes drawing. So
Okay.
I think that's what keeps me up at night. Like when I'm
Being creative.
doing like a portrait that I like, or something that I've been working on, and I'm like so concentrated, and suddenly I'm like, oh my god, it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. When did that happen? It
Good
happens
one.
to me all. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Shall we go for another question? Let's do it.
Yeah, sure.
Right, Jack. If you could live anywhere in the world, where that would be and why?
I guess it would be Japan.
Wow.
I went last year for the first time to Japan. I went on a month-long trip where I went to Japan and South Korea. I've always, since I was little, and I watched anime and I watched Japanese cartoons and video games and stuff like that, I was always like very interested, like in where all the cultural stuff came from, you know, like the food and the temples and stuff like that. So when I went to Japan, it was mind-blowing for me. Like,
Wow. Can you imagine?
I think it's like a different culture, and definitely much more safer and more peaceful. So that's kind of one of my goals in life.
It's very, very interesting what you're saying, because I totally agree with you. Actually, one of my bucket list to go, top list to go is Japan. I would love to go to Japan. Next question. Let's do it.
Yeah, sure, bring it.
Next question, Jack. Tell us a funny story or a moment that happened to you when you were at school.
I used to hang out with a girl from my class who she was also very into anime. I guess that's how we became friends, because I saw that she had like a plushie toy from an anime that I liked, and I was like, hey, let's be friends. And I remember that when we were in class, this is a bad story. Don't follow my advice.
All
for
right.
any young people that watch you. But my friend and I, we would go on the back of the class, and we would watch. How do I say it without being horrible? We would watch anime porn on her computer, like in the back of the class.
Oh my God, I can see already. I can see. Oh my God.
Nothing happened. We just watched, but it was so much fun, because we were like with our earphones and we're watching like nasty stuff, and our teacher would be like, she wouldn't notice. So I think that's kind of like one of my biggest crimes in school. Maybe not so much like a funny story, but it's one of my crimes when I used to be a bit more rebellious.
Right, Jack, let's go. Are you enjoying the show so far?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Good, it's good.
Really fun.
Let's get another one. Let's do it, Jack. getting there. You're getting there. You're showing
Yeah.
your hidden moves.
I
Right.
don't really have any, but I'm getting there.
Where the most exotic place have you ever been?
When I was in Japan, I went with one of my best friends. Her name is Angie, and she had gone 1 year before, so I think that she had like more experience than me, and she knew kind of some secrets.
Yeah.
So she took me to a hotel that's in the. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be wrong about this, but I think it's in a neighborhood called Shibuya. That's like a very kind of like Times Square in New York. And no, I'm wrong. Maybe it's another neighborhood. It doesn't matter. But there's a hotel that has a huge head, well, like a sculpture of Godzilla in the top of the building.
Wow.
And it's a hotel. So only there's like a terrace at the top of the hotel where you can have like coffee or cake or drinks right next to the head of Godzilla. So it's an amazing view.
Right, I've
Thank
got
you.
three questions left, okay? Let's do it.
Sure, bring it.
Right. What's the worst advice you have given?
The worst advice, I guess I usually tell people bad advice, but because I feel like it's connected with the type of stories that I've told you, where if you don't do something, you would regret it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Probably I've always lived this way. Like when I started getting tattoos or when I started doing that kind of rebellious things, like I would always tell people like, just do it, just enjoy it. Like I'm not telling you to like commit a crime or something like that.
No, understand.
But I feel like if you don't do that sort of stuff, like you might regret it. So probably it might not be like a bad advice, but it's like an incorrect advice.
No, I'll tell you something. It's better than, as they say, it's better a oops than a if. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 questions left.
Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, bring it.
What's the soundtrack of your life and why, if there is any?
I guess I used to be, when I was a teenager, I used to be very into like rock and alternative kind of music. But nowadays I listen to a lot of K-pop. So I think that my soundtrack would be a strange combination of both, you know, like a little bit of rock just to keep on my early days, like when I used to be more punk, and a little bit of K-pop because it's really fun. And I guess you can combine them in a strange way.
Absolutely, totally agree. Right, Jack, I've got the last question for you. Let's do it.
Yeah, bring it.
I already got what I want, because when you started you were like this, after you were like that, after like
at least you now have you've turned me into a dancer. That's what you can say about this interview.
You see. Right, last question is, what makes you the happiest?
I think it would be very basic, my answer, but I think a good meal, like something prepared, like something very delicious. Like I really like you know, like spicy food, or like, you know, something that my mom would make. I think that a good meal makes me the happiest person. Like whenever I'm in a bad mood or I'm like, you know, having a bad day and someone prepares something for me to eat, it's like the greatest thing. So
Absolutely.
definitely the answer is food.
Right,
well,
Jack. It's not the end yet, okay? It's not the end yet. What am I going to do now? I'm going to give away some words and just tell me one thing that comes to your mind, okay? Quick thinking, okay?
Yeah,
let's start with family.
Mom and dad and sister.
Okay. Love.
Great.
Okay. Money.
Money. Necessary.
Sex.
Also necessary.
Okay. Life.
Life. Life is you just have to go with it. I don't know if it's an answer, but just go with it.
No, it's okay. Politics.
Politics. Oh, the worst.
Okay.
Yeah, bureaucracy. That's what I would say about that.
Okay. Religion.
Also the worst.
Okay.
Also bureaucracy. Same answer.
Okay. Fear.
Fear. Fear is just like it's in the mind, I think. It's in your head.
Absolutely. Friendship.
Friendship, it's priceless.
Desire.
I think it's you desire things that you need to have. So I don't know really what my answer is about that. Also a necessity, I suppose.
Sure, absolutely. A wish.
A wish to travel, to be able to go out of my house.
Amazing. Okay, Jack, let's pretend now I'm going to have a coffee with your best friends and I'm going to ask your best friends. Tell me, define Jack in one positive word and a negative word. What do you think your best friend would define you?
Okay, he would probably say that I'm really like positive. I'm a very interesting and genuine person. But also, I'm quite the introvert, so I think that you even notice it during our conversation. They would probably say that I am not the first person that would talk to you about lots of stuff, but once you get to know me, probably there would come like an interesting conversation.
I see. Okay, cool. Right, let's now play Jack and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question, okay? I promise I'm not gonna make you dance anymore today, okay?
From what I've heard from you, that you've been all across the world and traveled to many countries, what would be like the city or country where you would like to go back and re-experience that time? Would it be where you are now, or maybe in the past?
I can tell you, it's a very easy for me to say that. And actually, my best friend, I tell you before, that he lives in Canada and he just had a baby now with his girlfriend, and I can't wait to go there to see. He lives in Montreal. He lives in Montreal, and I've been there twice already, and I could go back there anytime. Yeah, I could go back there easily, and I could go over and over and over, and I could live there easily as well.
Yeah. I understand that sentiment, because it's how I felt with going to Japan. So.
Just before you go, if you can share a phrase, a positive phrase, something that inspires you in life, if you don't mind, please.
Okay. Well, it may be not like a phrase, but I have, you see my calendar back here?
Yeah.
I have written like in the first day of September, it has like a drawing of a little kitty. I can send you the picture later.
Yeah,
but it has a little drawing, and it says in Japanese, "Ganbatte," which means like do your best. So I think that's kind of like what I always try to do. Like I try to do my best, and sometimes I'm really tired and I don't want to do like sit down and do art, but I think that sometimes I'm like, I have to do my best. So I think that's
Good.
like the thing that rules me the most. And
I totally, I like it. No, good. I like that. I think sometimes you need to push yourself. You need to kind of, do your best. And you're right. You're totally right. I understand the message very well.
yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was so much fun.
No, it was. And thank you. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Okay, thank
Have
you.
a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It was a pleasure. Bye-bye. Did you have a nice time? Enjoy the interview? William and the Magic Box. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, William and the Magic Box. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, just visit our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com. Give a like, share the video, and see you tomorrow with another lovely interview. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Bye.